so much for sticking with us. I'm Dana Alexa. Well, a former FBI lawyer gets a slap on the wrist after pleading guilty in John Durham's FISA abuse probe. On Friday, Kevin Clinesmith was sentenced to 12 months probation and ordered to perform 400 hours of community service. The punishment was significantly lighter than 6 months prison time by special counsel Durham had recommended. Well, Clinesmith pled guilty to changing part of an email, which confirmed the page was a previous source for the CIA. He later joined former special counsel Robert Mueller's team before being fired after the DOJ Inspector General released a report of Clinesmith's wrongdoings. One America's John Hines has more on reaction on the sentencing from Washington.
Mr. Kamenar, you are a counsel with the National Legal and Policy Center, and of course, we're talking about the sentencing of Kevin Clinesmith. He, of course, is the individual, an FBI agent who actually confessed to altering an email, which was very material towards the FBI being able to get that FISA warrant to surveil the Trump campaign. Gets to the heart of this Russian collusion narrative investigation concerning the president and his campaign. What seems to have happened at this sentencing? What was the verdict, and what did Judge Boasberg say with regard to the sentencing of Mr. Clinesmith?
Sure, John. Clinesmith pleaded guilty a couple months ago, and today was the day of reckoning for his sentence. The government recommended that he serve at least 3 to 6 months. The guidelines call for a 6-month sentence for this violation for a first offender. The National Legal Policy Center, I filed a brief with the court asking for a prison sentence as well, and in effect also arguing that if the sentence was given to one of the Mueller probe persons that was convicted, was sentenced to prison, the very first one, an attorney, Alex van der Zan, then so should Kevin Clinesmith, who doctored a CIA email to get a FISA warrant against Carter Page. So at the hearing today, the government went into great depth about how Clinesmith altered the email and dissembled and caused the court to issue this false surveillance warrant and asked for a prison sentence. And then Kevin Clinesmith and his attorney said, he suffered enough. His reputation is sullied. His friends are disappointed, and his wife is pregnant, and give him a break. And Carter Page was also allowed to testify, and he went into how this surveillance warrant caused him a lot of reputational damage, that even on the Rachel Maddow's show after this surveillance went out, she called him a traitor. And here, in fact, he was helping the CIA.
So the judge, Judge Boasberg, who is also a FISA court judge, then said to Mr. Clinesmith, this attorney, basically, no jail time for you. You will just basically receive probation and be on about your business. So that seems to be what happened here, despite the fact that he admitted to culpability and guilt in falsifying a document. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. It was a total miscarriage of justice. This was outrageous, especially since in a prior case when the Mueller was prosecuting the targets.
Alex van der Zwaan, who is another lawyer.
Alex van der Zwaan was the very first person convicted and sentenced under the Mueller prosecution. And the judge, he said to the judge, look, my wife's pregnant. I didn't mean to do it. And I'm a first offender. And the judge said, I'm sorry. You're an attorney. You should know better.
Paul Kamenar, counsel with the National Legal and Policy Center. Thank you for joining us on One American News, sir. It's good to catch up with you.
Thank you, John. Same here.